Hello, all. Welcome to my channel. This is Bahar. I'm here to discuss with you how you can get your counterpart back. This would be your divine counterpart if you're in a twin flame journey, or your soulmate, or anybody that you have in mind that you have a spiritual connection with. Or even if you're not in a spiritual connection, this is some guidelines, general guidelines that I will expand on in other videos on how to get them back into your life. And more importantly, how to keep them in your life. Um, Please see the description box below. I have left a link to my general intro video. Over there, I discuss how I approach to my coaching and what the twin flame soulmate connections are, and how it is important in my way of looking at relationships, and what my point of view is on how we should proceed with getting our masculines back. So in generally speaking, in the spiritual connections, the it's not like a general or regular dating life. It is not like you go out and you meet someone and you have a few hours, I don't know, over dinner, and you exchange numbers and you come home. You call or you don't, or they call or they don't, and things pick up from there. These connections are, they spend more time apart than together. And in all this time apart, that it is the time to focus on yourself and to make yourself better, in order to be a better partner when you get back with your person. And we are going to take advantage of this time apart in order to do all the work that we need to do, so that when we are back with the person of our interest, we can uh, be a better person, we can be stronger, we can put more quality into our connection. Um, One major difference in these connections and a regular relationship or connection is that in the spiritual connections, there is a lot of telepathy usually going on. There is a lot of energy exchange between the two people. And if you are already in a twin flame soulmate journey, you have already experienced that. Like I said in my general introduction post, I am not going to uh, go too much into detail what a spiritual connection is. I am basically providing my coaching, assuming that if you're here, you already are in one, you know what is one, um, or you're just here to just check out my guidelines on self empowerment, and just to see how to become a stronger person for your own self, for your own betterment. And yeah, but generally speaking, these connections, since they are spiritual, you spend more time apart physically, but your bond still takes place. It is still, there is still energy exchange, there is still telepathy, there is still spying, a lot of spying going on in these connections. Uh, so later on, when I talk about disconnecting, which is one of the most important steps into getting uh, your counterpart back, is disconnecting. Um, so when we talk about disconnecting in a regular connection, it's just don't answer the calls, don't pick up the phone, don't send 1,000 texts a day, don't chase the person. But when it comes to spiritual connections, it finds a different meaning, because in a lot of scenarios, the counterparts are in separation. Um, And in a lot of scenarios, you haven't heard from your person for the longest time. So again, if later on I talk about the no contact rule, um, it finds a very different meaning because you are already no contact in your own mind. You haven't heard from your person for the longest time. It could be months. For some cases, it could be years. Uh, but um, when I get to them, I'll explain how different it means when you're in a spiritual connection to go into a no contact or to detach or to separate from your person in order to get them back, and what it means for a spiritual connection to separate and how it's different from a physical connection. Um, for each of these points, I have a separate video that expands on each point, and I'll guide you through uh, what they are and how to go about them, and a lot of more detail, excuse me, on how to implement them. Because one thing is knowing what you need to do as a list, and the other thing is how do you actually go about it? How do you incorporate it into your day-to-day life? Like, let's say if somebody says detach, what exactly is detaching? Is it just not talking to my person? Is it not picking up their calls? Is it not thinking about them? What is it? And then what do I do? Because in a lot of scenarios, when it comes to a spiritual connection, the background of your mind is constantly your person, and you think about them a lot, and they are part of your life, and you can't just cut the bond. So when talking about detachment, in that video that I will expand on this, I will explain what it is, how you can incorporate it into your day-to-day life, and to what level you should do it, or to what level you can do it, and what's possible and what not. So here are some major points that I came up with for now, on how to get your masculine counterpart back. And it's not just about bringing them back to hang out for a couple of days and then just vanish again. We are trying to establish a relationship. This is bringing them back and keeping them. And part of this is you can only do your 50%. And you can only perfect your 50% and hope that they do their part too. And if you are in a twin flame journey, twins are, or spiritual soulmates are mirrors of each other. Usually, when you are in a high vibration, when you are doing your work, when you are becoming a better person, you energetically encourage your person to be better as well, or you pull them out, you pull them up with you. It rarely happens that you're doing all the work and they stay in a rut. Of course, we all have free will, and I don't want to get too deep into the spiritual nature of these connections and what someone can do, and what free will is, and what not. This is more on what you can do for yourself, in order to bring yourself out of being stuck and your life being stuck, so you can feel better about yourself, so you can get your life rolling. And your masculine coming back to your life is just a side piece. It's just, people usually call it a cherry on top of your cake. And that is true. I was very resentful towards these descriptions, or towards how people explained, or how you should give yourself self-love, and your masculine doesn't matter, and all that. And if you're in the beginning of your journey, you will get triggered by these videos, because your focus is so much on getting together with your person, and the love is so raw, that you may not want to hear all this. And trust me, I have gone through this process myself, and I have been through all the ups and downs, all the cryings, all the oh I don't want to do this, or this is BS, or they have no idea what they're talking about and all that. So I have been through that, and I give you all rights to feel like that. But trust me, it works. It has worked for me, and it will work for you if you do it. And even if you're not with anyone, this still makes you um, a better person, and you will enjoy becoming a better person, and you will love what you become. And that's how I feel. I am feeling in union with myself. I am fully aware of what's happening in my life. I am fully connected with the divine. And it's a blissful, peaceful place to be, even in the middle of all the crisis that's going on in the world right now. So even if you're not focusing on bringing anybody back into your life, even if you're not wanting your counterpart back because they hurt you so much, or they went off the path so far off that you don't even think you can bring them back, this is still good for you. um, and that should really be the main focus, should be you. um, the major thing that I learned in my journey is, and it applies to any kind of relationship, even your relationship with your parents, even your relationship with your children, your friends, your family, your co-workers, is if you put focus on yourself, people put their focus on you. If you put your focus on them, then they put their focus on them. You see how it works? If you pay attention to your needs, if you give yourself love, if you give yourself what you need, your person automatically gives you what you need. Because basically, especially in a twin flame journey or connection, the masculines are all eyes and ears towards the feminine. They are constantly watching you, they're spying on you, they're checking out on you, they're trying to find out what you're doing all the time. Trust me, it's sometimes it becomes so obsessive, but it's the nature of the connection, it's how it works. That's why as the alpha of the relationship, as the leaders of the connection, you need to put your entire focus on yourself. And by doing that, you show your masculine, your counterpart, your person, how they should be treating you. Because if you don't treat yourself well, why should anybody else do? I mean, you are your main person. You are your number one. You're the person that you have to live with for your entire life. You have lived with yourself since the day you were born, and you will live with yourself until you pass on to the next stage. So if you don't feel good in your own skin, if you don't know how to treat yourself well, why should anybody else, right? One of the reasons that your counterpart, if you're in a separation and if you have gone through all the trauma and turmoil and ups and downs of a connection, and all the hurt and everything, one of the major reasons that they left or they pushed you away, or your love wasn't appreciated or accepted, is because you didn't love yourself, and your person was confused on how exactly should they treat you. And by you putting your entire focus on the connection and on them, you shifted their focus on them too. They suddenly found that, oh, they're so important. And it automatically shifted the weight of the connection on them. And that is not how it should work in a masculine feminine energy, in a relationship. So here are the major points on how to get back with your person. In order to get back with your person, you need to detach. And that is the most important thing. Luckily, right now, luckily, in terms of these connections, I know there's so much havoc going on in the world right now, and a lot of people are suffering. But in terms of these connections, we are pushed apart, especially if you're in a physical and emotional separation. So this is the best time to take advantage of this separation, this isolation, and detach from your person. And like I said, detaching in a spiritual connection is very different from detaching in a physical connection. It's easy to just go home and don't pick up calls and don't text message and don't reach out and don't go out and don't hang out and go radio silence on someone that you're in a physical connection with. But that is not always solving the issue, or it's always called detaching when you're in a spiritual connection. Because in a spiritual connection, there is telepathy going on, there is exchange of energy going on. So detaching is detaching all that. It's pulling away from your person to focus on you. It's putting them aside. It's like it's like you go to a restaurant and your meal and your dessert come at the same time. You have a beautiful, I don't know, lava chocolate cake or cheesecake or whatever you like, and the waiter puts that on the table with the main course. So, okay, I know a lot of people like their desserts and probably would just go at it, but that usually is not the case. You want to enjoy your meal. You want to be satisfied with the meal that let's say you're paying, I don't know, like $50 for, than a dessert that you're paying, I don't know, $5 for, right? So it's all about investing into yourself. So what you should do is push that dish away, push the dessert away. It can wait for when you're finished with the main course. And the main course is you. So you need to detach, you need to push away, cut all the energetic bonds, and don't give in to telepathy and all that, and focus on yourself. And in a video that I'm going to link below, I'm going to expand on this and explain how this can be done and what needs to be done during the no contact. You can also go read on the no contact rule. I will leave a link here as well, to what I think is a good guideline, and I will explain in the next in that audio that I link below, what no contact means in these connections and how to go about it and what to do during no contact and what happens if contact happens during the period that you decided to detach, which is very likely in these connections. The next point is to become a high value person. This should be a constant mantra, basically. This should be a constant goal in your head to become a high value person, a high value woman, a high value feminine. This can be done during the detachment from your masculine, but this can be continuing throughout your life, even when you are with them, even if you bring them back, when you bring them back and you are in connection with them, you have to still keep giving to yourself and keep staying high value in order to keep your person into your life. And a big part of becoming high value is to heal the toxic femininity. In the video that I explain, becoming high value, I will explain what toxic femininity is, and people in divine counterpart connections, what kind of things they are dealing with in their own shadow self, in their own um, deeper self that they don't want to look at, and what that shadow side is actually affecting their relationship, not only with their counterpart but with people around them. It could be affecting their relationship with their parents, with their children, or it could affect their relationship at work. So um, without becoming high value or staying high value, even if everything else works, you won't be able to keep your person into your life, because after a certain amount of time, it could be days or weeks, your person is gonna see the the problems again. The problems are gonna resurface again, and the wounds are gonna come back up. Um, the baggage is gonna pop up again, and that's why this is a very important item, and you can't fake it. You have to actually, even if you're faking it, you have to fake it to make it. You have to go at it to a point that it becomes a way of life and not just a practice or a guideline to get your person back. It should be something that you're doing for yourself. This is like getting a manicure. This is like getting a facial. This is something that you do for you in order to feel better. And once you feel better, your energy will attract your person to you. In all these items, you have to keep in mind that the the goal is not to get your person back. The goal is to become a person that your person doesn't want to leave, right? Because these masculines are very distracted all the time. They can, anything that glitters gets their attention, basically, especially if you're in the beginning of the journey and the masculine is not awakened and he's not aware of the connection, or he's rejecting the connection and all that. They are constantly looking for something to keep them busy, basically, and they are runners, especially. So with detaching, we're stopping the chase. So when there is no chaser, there's not going to be any runner, and I explained that in that special video. And in order to attract them, you have to become a person that they want to stick with. You have to become a person that they never think of leaving again. You see, it's not about tricking anyone back into your life. This is not about manipulating anyone back into your life. This is not about mind games. This is not about playing hard to get. This is not about all those dating advices that some people are out there teaching you how to raise attraction in a person. But this is about you becoming the best version of you that your person never thinks of leaving again. And in order to get there, you have to make this a way of life more than, I don't know, a daily exercise. The next item that is also incredibly important into attracting your person into your life and for you to become a better person, and in order to form a healthy relationship, is to establish a life purpose. You can sit on your couch all day, all night, waiting for your person to come back, and they will not. I promise you that. That is 100% fact. That by you sitting down on the couch and looking at your phone every 10 minutes, checking out old pictures or old texts and reminiscing on old memories, you will not get your person back. That is, I can swear on that. It will not happen like that. Even if they miss you and they send you a message, they will vanish again. You have to establish a life purpose so you enhance your life. So you have a goal. So you have something other than your person to think about. So you shift your energy. Energy works in a way that if you focus on it so much, if you obsess about something so much, you block it. Energy needs to flow, it needs to move. Um, for you to get what you want, you need to put your intention into it, act on it, and then let it go. A lot of people have talked about this as growing plants, and I totally agree. This is like planting a seed or planting roots of a plant. You plant it, so that's setting the intention. You water it, that's caring for it, and then you let it be. And the plant grows on its own, and then you attend to it every now and then. You check it out. Is it good? Does it get light? Does it get water? You care for it, but you're not obsessively focusing on it, because you can sit there for days and watch it, and the growth is so small that you won't even notice it. But if you go and do other things, if you shift your energy, if you put your focus on something else, not only you achieve something else, but when you come back and look at your plant, you see the growth, and you will be able to notice what happened in the meantime. That is the same with these relationships. Establishing a life purpose, a life goal, is very important in shifting your energy from your connection to something productive. Because looking at your connection 24/7, 365 days a year is not going to help it grow. And it's not going to help you grow either. You will just be stuck in dry mud, and you won't even be able to uh, enhance your life in any other aspect of it. Um, and trust me, that's the least attractive person that anybody wants to be with. Somebody that doesn't know what they want with their life, somebody that doesn't have any goals, somebody that cannot make themselves happy, somebody that cannot make their own money and cannot take care of themselves. So if you're a housewife, even if you have children, you should think of ways to keep yourself busy with something that you love. Because even if you're in a job that you don't fully enjoy, but it pays for your family, for your children, and you're not ready to leave it in order to get somewhere else, you can still pick up hobbies on the side or something on the side that gets your attention, that you want to put yourself into it. It could be anything from doing crafts, painting, reading, creating something, putting a business together. It could be anything from the smallest form of hobby to a biggest business that you can create for yourself that could earn you a good income. The point of the matter is to have a purpose other than your person. Your person should not become your purpose, or they will become their own purpose as well, right? It goes back to what I said before. If you put your attention on them, they put their attention on them, because they are following you. You are the leader in these connections. So what you need to do is put the attention on you, put the energy on you, put your effort on you, so your person does that for you. And so that they are motivated also to make themselves better. You see? Um, Also, putting your focus on you makes you feel better. So if you make something and it starts growing, and let's say a plant, let's go back to that. If you planted a seed, it goes through the germinating process, it grows the roots, then it grows into leaves, then it gives you fruits. You see a process and you get products at the end. You get results, and when you get results, you're happy with it. You're happy with yourself. You appreciate the energy you put in, the work you put in, and you will be proud of yourself. This life purpose is the same thing. If you build something for you, that thing is always yours. So if your person decides to leave you the next day, they don't take your entire life with them. I think I'm going too long on this. I will explain every detail about this in its video, link down below. Um, and I will expand on this and how to, what kind of things could be a life purpose and why it's important to have one, and how it will attract your person back to you. The last item that I have on my list for now is to adopt a positive attitude towards life. This is very important in an energetic connection. It's very important in uh, energy flows in your environment. If you are stuck in a negative energy, all you do is you attract negative energy. If you're pessimistic, if you don't have faith, if you don't believe that you can do what you would like to do, if you don't believe that you can bring back your person, if you don't believe that these connections have a chance, you will be stuck in that energy, and that's all the universe will give you. The way I personally looked at the universe was that universe is a pool of abundance, and it has everything in it. It has everything from crap to diamonds to gold, and it's up to you what you pick when you put your hand into the pool. You can pick shit or you can pick gold. And what you pick is, it depends on what you think you deserve. It depends on what you truly believe you deserve. If you put your hand into a pool and you all you think about is, oh, I'm gonna touch shit, or I'm gonna what I'm gonna be pulling out is not gonna be good, then that's what your hand is gonna touch, or that's what your hand is gonna attract. That's what your energy is attracting towards your life. But if you believe that you go to that pool, to that sack, and all that there is in it is diamonds, and that's what you're gonna get out, that's what you deserve out of that bag, then your hand automatically searches for diamond. Then your hand becomes a magnet for gold. So it is very important to have faith in what you want, and that it will come to you, and that the universe is abundant enough and generous enough to give you what you want. Trust God. He is out there protecting you, and he loved you enough to bless you with a connection like this, or to put you on a path of self discovery and self betterment, because not everybody gets this chance. This is your chance to become a better person. So show them that you appreciate this chance by having faith and by trusting that they will give you what you're asking. And the other thing is to trust your masculine. Trust that your counterpart hears you, they watch you, they see you, and show them what's the right way of doing things. Show them that you are a positive person, you have a nice outlook at life, you are hopeful for the future, and you're in a light, high vibrational energy. And this will encourage them to pull themselves out of the toxicity that they're usually in. Because the masculine energy is very leaning towards toxicity and low vibrations. But by staying in a high vibration, by staying hopeful, faithful, and positive, you attract them into your life and towards yourself. Because even look at yourself. If you are going to a party, to a gathering, and you see someone all cheerful and they're laughing and they're talking and they're happy, um, there are more people around them. People want their energy. If you're in a high vibe energy, people are automatically subconsciously attracted to you. And it's not, and your masculine is one of them. You will attract a lot of people. um, but if you look at the other corner and somebody is grumpy and they're upset and they're crying and they're in low vibe, and if they're um, angry or sad, not many people go towards them. And if some people go, it's just to show compassion and a little bit of support maybe, but they don't want to stay in their energy. That energy is bringing people down, and you don't want to be that in your environment. You don't want to be that for your children. You don't want to be that for your person, right? And you don't want to be that for yourself, because you deserve to feel peace and happiness even in this time. So these are the major points. I go over them again. The first one is detachment, and that is the no contact rule. Um, the regular no contact rule has timelines. It could be anywhere between 30 days to 3 months. It depends on the nature of the breakup and separation and all that I explained in this video. The next point is to become a high value person. Heal the wounds, heal the toxicity within you, and put boundaries and all that I'm going to talk about again. The next item is to establish a life purpose, to have a goal set for yourself, to shift your energy towards your goal. And the last item is to adopt a positive outlook towards life, and to stay positive, to shoosh away any negative energy that could be in your environment. That includes negative people that send you negative vibes. And I will talk about that in its video as well. So this is the general guideline on how to get your masculine back. Please check out the videos that are linked in the description box as I expand on these items. And these are the must do's in the beginning in order to make yourself a better person, and in order to attract your counterpart back into your life. As I go about posting more videos, I will get to more specific cases, and you can always leave a comment on my videos if you have any questions, or if you have any specific concern about these connections that you would like me to talk about. You can leave that in a comment, and I will get to it in one of my posts. So for now, please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Like my videos if you find them helpful, and share them with anybody who you think might be able to take advantage of them. Hope you stay safe. Please stay inside if you don't have to go out, and let's all pray for better days to come. Take care, and see you in the future.